Good afternoon, guys. It's the 6th of March. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, eh? TGI, it's Friday. Woohoo! Brilliant. Football tomorrow. Back to Saturdays. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, we're travelling to Charlton tomorrow. So, not the easiest of places to go, but it could be worse, couldn't it? It's a game I'd like to think we can get something out of, definitely. What I'm looking for today is let's have a little chat about the team selection. I'm going to tell you a few things that I've seen recently posted in the group, which make me laugh and make my blood pressure go up. But anyway, it's not nasty stuff, just stuff where people just act a bit stupid at times. Let's have a little look around, see who's on. If anyone, we don't know one on at the moment. That's unusual. I'll just expand the comments a little bit. There's a load of. I don't even know what I'm doing when I do this. You know that. We've got one person on at the minute, so come and say hello. Let's see who it is. Yeah, I got might be Paul James, might be Scott. Um, Trying to guess here. I don't know what I'm guessing. It's Paul James. Look, I was absolutely right. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you on here again. At one of our dailies, Paul is. We get a lot of, just for your interest, we get an awful lot of people that watch this later on in the day when they're home from work or whatever. It goes on YouTube as well, so we get a mixture of YouTube and people viewing it on the group. I do actually put the YouTube link into the group later as well, so you get the opportunity to see these. They're very well supported. These early afternoon interactions, and it's nice to do it. Tina's on. How you doing, Tina? Love. Hope you're all right. I hope everything's all right in the UK. I think we've swapped weather today. Someone told me today it's pissing down in the UK, and here, of course, back to normal. You wouldn't even know it'd been raining all day yesterday. We've got the sun back. I'm not sure we've got 17 degrees at the moment, which isn't brilliant, but it's all right. Paz is here. How you doing, Paz? You'll be off to Charlton tomorrow, mate. Are you going on the boat? They do that little boat trip, down the Thames and that. Don't fall in, for God's sake. You'll die. It's like, I think it's a little bit polluted, the Thames. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. As I said, it's nice to get back to Saturday games, and it's a big day tomorrow as well because I don't know if you like know about it or not, but it's Chris Davis's 100th game in charge of us. Um, so that really is a milestone for any manager who's 100 games, and he's got something like a 62% win record in those 100 games. That is absolutely phenomenal. Not many managers have that kind of win record. Have a little look and see. So it's absolutely great, I hope the club are doing something for him. We are, obviously we are. He's our manager. We want to support him. Um, get behind him. It's a big thing for his family as well. They all, I believe, like a lot of his family travel away as well. So, and they're based not too far away from Charlton. I think some of the family still live in Watford. I think I'm not sure, but plus, if you got to travel from Wales at the end of the day, is it? It's not the end of the world. I mean, travelling from Swansea to Charlton, M4, something like that. I can't remember now. It's been so long since I lived in the UK. I think it'd be like M4, M3, or something like that. Probably wrong. Yeah. So our team tomorrow is going to be an interesting one. Um, Charlton are a biggish team. I've seen some comments that absolutely do me head in. Like someone was having a go at Chris Davis. Like I mean, people. I don't know what's the matter with people. Having a go at Chris Davis for because Lyndon Dykes has scored 4 goals for Charlton. Saying why didn't he score a load of goals for us? I can tell you, you may not have noticed it yourself, whoever it was that made that comment. I can't remember. But we don't actually play with a big man up front. We don't play the direct long ball game, which is the way Charlton play. we have used him a few times in that role. For instance, away at Blackburn when he scored in the last minute, or into injury time. You know, when we brought him on as a big person, you know, that could um, get amongst the defenders when we're trying to win right the death, and he's been effective like that. But we don't play with a big man up front. I don't know if you've noticed. You may not have noticed. You might not understand it. Um, Emily's on. Good afternoon, Emily. How are you, love? She's saying good afternoon, Steve. Tony Bag said, I wonder if Dykes scores. Don't think he will celebrate if he does. I don't know, you know. I mean, you know, all the kissing the shirt and all that. It's really like whoever pays your wages, you know, you're going to kiss their badge, aren't you? I don't think he would celebrate, you know, and let's hope he doesn't score. I think one of the big things that we've got to do is make sure that we pick a team that is aware of the way that Charlton play. And of course, we're aware of the way Charlton play. Chris Davis's speciality is, and always has been, looking at opposition and seeing the way they play. I think it's going to be a challenging game because they are a big team and they're going to throw people forward when they can. They will defend deep. They play five at the back, which is a very defensive lineup. I think it's got to be a game for Vicente tomorrow because on their right hand side, they have Amari Bell at the back, who's a former fullback. He's playing left side of the three centre halves, and then on the as the wing back is Ramsey. So I think there's a little bit of weakness there. I think Vicente will destroy those two. Nothing against Paddy Roberts for this one, of course. I just think Paddy's not that suited to this game, not as suited as we would be, as Vicente would be. One of the reasons, it's like last week when Paddy Roberts started, I don't think, well, obviously Chris Davis didn't realise until half an hour before the game that, well, he didn't know actually until they got on the pitch, that Middlesbrough were going to play with a back five. You know, I mean, I was absolutely shocked by it as well. I think a lot of people were. They adjusted their game to, excuse me, bloody phone calls, do me head in. Sorry, just give me one moment. You know, you get those annoying phone calls you get in the UK, you get them here as well. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah, Tina, he does. You know, he's got really. I mean, the way he kills the ball, takes the ball out of the air, is absolutely unbelievable. He's brilliant. And but I think what he'll with Bell and with a back five, you're better with Vicente and Osman, in my opinion, because they will go around the back. They'll take the ball wide. They'll try and get behind the defenders. Where Paddy Roberts tends to cut inside. Demarai Gray can go on the outside, but he doesn't always. He cuts in a bit as well. So I think it would be really good, probably, to have that option on the right with Vicente going wide against Bell and Ramsey. I think they'll have their hands full with him, and that will keep the fullbacks back as well. Steve Lyons is saying, can you say hello to me and my daughter Sophie up the Blues? Yeah, Steve, Lyons and Sophie, how you doing, guys? Absolutely lovely to have you on, Steve. Thank you so much. And Sophie, I hope you're all right, love. Did you go to the game, Soph? I bet she's a good kid, isn't she, mate? You know, I used to take my daughters to the Blues. I used to absolutely love it. Really did. You'd have to send us a photo of her in a kit or whatever, and we'll put it into the group, Steve. Charlie Perry is saying, so any changes in the defence Saturday? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be. Listen, I can only try and put myself in the shoes of Chris Davis. So we had someone. These are things that do my head in more than anything else. Tina, I'm going to try to avoid any blood pressure today, by the way. The things that do my head in a little bit, and they're not necessarily like nasty comments, but just comments from people who don't really understand the game or the game today. I mean, we had someone on earlier talking about Chris Davis and saying, yeah, you know, he sort of supports him and that, but if he doesn't go right next season, then no, fair enough. And then he went on to say the thing that he needs to do is to know his best 11 and choose them every week. What the hell are you talking about, man? Seriously, we're not playing in the 1950s or the 1960s or at school. You don't pick your 11 best players. I mean, you know, the 11 players, for instance, to play against Charlton with the way they set up would probably be a different 11 to the 11 that would start against, you know, Ipswich in a couple of weeks' time away. It will be a completely different, uh, you know, view of the game. Like the just point I just made about Vicente, it doesn't mean he has to play every game because some games Paddy Roberts will be better. You can't. It's not. We're not at school. You don't like pick. Well, I'll have him. I'll have him. I'll have him. That's my best 11. They're going to play every week. You know, we got like 20. We got two full teams that could probably compete in this division. So what we're going to do with the other 11? Sit them on the bench and say, well, sorry, like, you know, you're not going to play again because you're not best. You're not the best at number 3 that we've got. You know, come on. Seriously, I'm not having a go at you, but you've got to sometimes understand what you're talking about. Otherwise, don't say it. It's nothing wrong if you don't get it. You know, no one's going to sack a manager because he doesn't pick his